Hey, real talk, the first time I fired up the INNOCN 27, I realized how much I was settling with my old screen. This is for the kind of person who notices when motion isn't crisp, who feels when colors aren't vivid, who has outgrown average panels and knows there is a next level in clarity and responsiveness. Before you get too far, check the current price and stock. High refresh, high response panels like this don't stick around quietly. You know that moment with your old monitor when fast scenes felt smeared or a sudden spike in action felt delayed. You shrugged it off for a while. It's fine until you realized it wasn't T. That subtle frustration was your cue that you'd already outgrown compromise. Upgrading to this OLED changes how every session feels. Motion feels instant. Blacks feel real. Colors feel alive. When you start a match and that first frame feels sharp instead of soft, you feel it in your gut and anything less starts to feel like a veil you're constantly peering through. Once you experience that kind of fluidity, weaker panels almost feel like a prior life. Picture your actual day with this screen. Late night ranked matches where every input connects the way you expect. High-speed chases where you see detail others miss. HDR content that actually pops instead of breathing flatly. Even switching to creative work or casual browsing feels smoother, more intentional, not just better than before, but right. And it's not just about raw numbers of 500Hz, 0.3ms, VRR and G-SYNC are impressive on paper, but the real payoff is how confidence replaces hesitation when you see motion play out perfectly. Once you live with that, any screen that trails feels like a speed governor you'd happily remove. If you were even slightly interested, don't wait on curious price shifts or stock changes. These kinds of panels get snatched up quick by people who recognize actual performance. You might wonder if OLED really makes a daily difference. That doubt evaporates the first time deep blacks stay deep without washing out. The first time motion feels like a natural extension of your intent. That hesitation just fades because the experience proves itself each time you glance at the screen. Here is something most people don't expect. It changes how your whole setup feels. It anchors your workspace, makes everything else look connected and intentional. It doesn't shout, it just feels right, like gear you deserve to use. Motion feels stunningly fluid. Black stay deep, not gray. Games respond with clarity. HDR content feels alive. Your setup finally feels complete. Yes, ultra-wide panoramic panels still have their place, and massive refresh pros may chase other specs. But at some point, you stop comparing endlessly. You choose the screen you already keep circling back to in your head. So check the price, confirm availability, and go with confidence. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay only to look back and wonder why you waited when every frame could have been that much sharper.